James Gurley, the father of psychedelic guitar and most recently known as St. James, left our earthly world to play guitar in the grandness of the cosmos on Sunday, December 20th, 2009. Famous for his days with Big Brother and the Holding Company and Janis Joplin, James was a creator of original sound explorations and a unique voice on his instrument of expression, the guitar.
Most musicians, when they say they're improvising, what do? They play some old beat, pa-bump, 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 and then they play their usual little licks, and as long as they go, that's supposed to be improvising new music. It's not. It's like rearranging the furniture. What we were doing was creating whole new houses, constructs of the mind, right there, all brand new, fresh, not old stuff that's just recycled. So that was the beginning of it, right there.
His early musical roots were influenced by the Chicago blues sound.
I met Gravenitis in, I think it was '60, at the first Chicago Blues Festival in Chicago, of course, about 1960. Him and Paul Butterfield, they did a duet. Butter played the harmonica and sang, of course, and Nick played the guitar, and it was kind of a Brownie McGee kind of thing, folky thing, blues thing. And that's where I met Elvin Bishop and all those Chicago blues cats.
Gurley made his way from Middle America to the warmer shores of California at the end of the beat era.
Beatniks, and winter was coming in Michigan, and I left home and just graduated high school, and winter was coming, and I was always very skinny. I hated winters; it was just horrible, and I met this girl, Nancy. And we said, let's get out of here. And we did. I bought a $50 '49 Plymouth, and we just blew in the middle of the night.
James had a somewhat unconventional introduction to religion and spirituality.
I was a very introverted person. I was raised by Catholic monks until I was 18. And so I was not around women. I was raised out in the forest primeval of Michigan, where no one can hear your screams. So in a way, I kind of transferred my vision of who and what I was, where I was going. Was the model was the monk, to be this selfless kind of creature who served others, and who had high ideals and lived I was going to live in my ivory tower and study my guitar like a monk, and but life takes over.
Big Brother met criticism and controversy when they fell into the commercialism of highly produced recording sessions.
That's where we got criticized, was because our music wasn't contrived, and it was never the same. And so, and people thought that was a flaw. We were in the model of jazz cats, and that's the way jazz cats play. They don't learn their things note for note like that, and and play arrangements perfect like that, you know. They make it up on the spot.
James was no stranger to the world of chemical inspiration, as one can infer from his detailed descriptions of glimpses of infinity perceived through the lens of psychedelics.
I shot out of my skull like a rocket, went tearing through space and time, went back to the very beginning of the universe, and then lived through the entire creation of the entire history of the world. I was a little krypton, a little germ, little virus, and then I became an amoeba, and then I was a frog, and sitting by a pond, and then I was, became an elephant and a horse and a.
Gurley's best memories of the band's days were their more obscure years, before the weight of fame crashed into their lives.
It was great. Those were the best years before we became famous. Before all the horse shit and the people coming down on us and, criticized me because I changed a ball and chain. Like that's some kind of a crime, I rearranged it. And, the storm of criticism, you'd think I'd torn up the Constitution. Get a life, people.
James Gurley lived a full and fascinating life, weaving together musical freedom, spiritual exploration, and a perpetual sense of wonder with the substantial musical legacy he leaves in his wake.
Well, I don't know. It was all just, it was all so new. Nobody had ever done, It was just a greatest experience, to go and do that. It was so freeing.
Sitting down by my window.